So the technology actually behind the addictions or these videos is rather simple. Pornography creates a trance-like state to the subconscious mind by flickering the light on the monitor. So you get a flashing
Oh.
pattern, but your eyes can't pick it up. It's usually in a low frequency band.
Mm.
This way, both the audio and the visual subliminal
Mm.
messages that they're pumping through the audio signals.
Brother Daniel, you shared to me regarding what Father Randy says about pornography. Do you and told me that you have information available, including specifically information about the Philippines. Can you share it to us?
Sure. So with with computer technology, the way that it is, much of it has been developed by what are called techno-pagans. And part of their belief system is called cyber shamanism. And this is where computer programs are
Cyber
designed.
shamanism.
Cyber shamanism.
Shamanism, okay.
Yeah, its origin is South Korea and Japan. And you'll find this particular type of programming throughout most computer games. Most websites are going to have some type of cyber shamanism in it. So their goal is to kind of promote pagan worship. And if you look at things such as emails, databases, virtual reality, computer games, social media, phone apps, they will all have elements of cyber shamanism in it, usually developed by what we would term as a techno-pagan. Now, in the Philippines, and this is as of December of 2020. That was kind of the latest information I was able to get. You'll find that porn sites such as Bonga Cams, that was ranked 27, and Chatterbait, ranked 38, were the top 40 sites to be viewed in the Philippines.
Wow.
Okay. Now, the average viewing time was about 11 and a half minutes per day. Now, when you consider that just on one of those sites, there was over 116,000 links to it, there's a lot of time in the Philippines that is spent with these porn sites. So that's more than enough time to create a porn addiction, since brainwaves can be manipulated within less than 5 minutes.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, just to kind of put that ranking of Bonga Cams being 27 and Cyber Chat being, or Cyber Chatterbait number 30 being ranked at 38. If you take a look at the ranking itself, Chatterbait actually outranks all of the web traffic of Messenger, Bing, and Spotify. That's how popular it is in the Philippines.
Wow.
Okay. So it kind of should be noted that with these porn sites, they generally follow the teaching of Aleister Crowley. I don't know if any of your viewers are aware of who that is, but he was a well-known.
I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, he was a very well-known occultist, and what he did is he preached that the beast 666 advises that all children from infancy on shall be witness to every type of sexual act. That was the philosophy. So all of the porn philosophy is kind of based on that, and you'll find this in music as well. So hip hop, for example, has slowly degraded women and made them look like prostitutes in the eyes of men by normalizing the type of kind of whore behavior you'll see in the
Yes.
videos.
Mm.
And then you'll have rappers such as
Mm.
Snoop Dogg, Little John,
Mm.
and the Young Money artist Tyga. They've all publicly admitted that they're heavily invested into the porn industry,
Oh my gosh.
and that they incorporate all of that then into their videos. So that's part of what really has affected and infected the Philippine community.
Mm. Wow. You know what? The name of the rapper that you told a while ago, it was I always listen to them. I think it was my teen years. I'm into this hip hop. I
Yeah.
like watching those music videos, and I admit that I had a porn addiction. I experienced this addiction since my high school days and up to my college days, and it was a long battle for me.
Yes.
And what you told to us a while ago is, I think it was one of the factor, I think, that I was in this addiction and in this prison of pornography.
Would you like to know how they do it? How it's
Sure.
actually-
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So I'll just give you kind of a real simple one, because much of this information would be only allowed for either Father Randy or Father Gary or other exorcists to know. But this one, this kind of information is more general.
Our
I'm sorry,
viewers,
what?
but is it okay to share this on our
Yes.
viewers?
Yeah. This would be fine. So the technology actually behind the addictions or these videos is rather simple. Pornography creates a trance-like state to the subconscious mind by flickering the light on the monitor. So you get a flashing pattern, but your eyes can't pick it up. It's usually in a low frequency band. This way, both the audio and the visual subliminal messages that they're pumping through the audio signals are planted directly into the subconscious mind. And then you're almost in this trance-like state. It's a way of attacking the both conscious and subconscious mind. And then you become in a hypnotic trance, and you're just focused on the screen. And it's like you're watching it, and you become entranced. And as they're pushing these subliminal messages, you then recall them. It's almost like a recorder that's in your mind, and they will come back. So a typical porn video may encourage a viewer to take their wedding ring, to remove the wedding ring, put it in their hand, and then masturbate on it while they're watching the video.
Wow.
So this is done to do two things. It is to it's for the viewer to perform an act of desecration on their marital vows, because the wedding rings are generally blessed in
Yes.
vows. That then can be used by the demon as a doorway to come in. So that's very typical, is the flickering of the monitor like a strobe light, that you really can't pick it up, and it puts you in a type of a trance. There is an ad, a television ad, and your viewers could go to it. I believe it's called the Jungle Ad by Metaverse.
Oh, Metaverse.
Yes, and if you watch that video, there's a lot of the occult symbolism that's in it, and you'll actually see one of the characters in the television ad become in a trance-like state. That's exactly what happens when you're watching porn. And again, it only takes about 5 minutes or so
5 minutes.
for this to happen.
And that 5 minutes, it will took you many years to break that.
Yeah, it could be very strong. Yes, because once the demon gets in, once they use that as a doorway, I mean, Father Randy can, speak to this. It's very difficult to get them out.
Wow. Father Randy, kunyari, ang isang bata nakapanood ng pornography without even aware na masama to, nung talaga makakapasok na sa kanya ang demonyo, just like what Brother Dane shared to us?
Depende sa tawag dito sa condition or status ng kanyang spiritual life. Nakadepende ron kasi kapag yung tao ay marami na siyang na open na doorways. Yung iba naman doon hindi siya nag-open. Yung iba naman doon ay na-open because of abuses or sabihin natin na yung generational curse. So that's why it is very important for us to be accountable to what we are doing, because it can not only affect our spiritual life, but it can also affect the spiritual life of other people. That's the thing. So sometimes the suffering of other people, their suffering is not caused or it's not the consequences of what they did, but it is the consequence of the actions of other people. So ito yung parang formula niya na masasabi natin na if we put it in mathematics, kapag ang spiritual condition ng isang tao ay yung level of vulnerability niya ay mataas na, kapag in-expose mo siya sa any doorways, ang tendency niyan, pwede talagang ma-oppress immediately. Ngayon, yung sinasabi naman ni Brother Daniel na yung sabihin natin it's only 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yes.
Okay. Pero when we are talking about spiritual life or spiritual reality, there's no concept of time.
Yes.
That's the thing. So when we talk about spiritual reality, paano nagiging connected siya sa physical reality? Ang nagko-connect diyan yung tinatawag natin our faculty. Ano ba yung faculty of the human being? Diyan napapasok yung mind, memory, emotions, and souls. Yun yung magko-connect sa reality ng physical body. And the physical body meron siyang sense of time. Kaya yung kanyang healing and recovery covered by time frame. Yun yung reality niya. So we have to remember that aside from our physical condition and physical reality, and at the same time we have also a spiritual reality, spiritual life. Yung kanyang when we talk about time, so matagal yung gugugulin na time diyan when it comes to
breaking that addiction.
Yes, but kung magagamit natin lahat ng mga resources na binigay sa atin ng simbahan, powerful yun.
Just like the sacrament of reconciliation.
Yes, parang ganito yan when we talk about like sabihin natin halimbawa yung physical body natin aksidente na trauma, ang magiging halimbawa sabihin na trauma yung katawan, pagka na-trauma yung katawan, pupunta halimbawa yan from the hospital, halimbawa nasa ICU, and then malilipat ng unit, sa recovery na siya, and then ang pinakamatagal dyan yung sa pagka ilalagay mo na siya sa sa healing recovery. Minsan kinakailangan na ikuan pa siya, tawag dito, gagamitan mo pa siya ng mga tawag dito yung yung physical therapist, gagamit ka ng physical therapist. Ang physical therapy will also take time. The recovery takes time.
Wow.
Kasi pwedeng mag-lapse. Spiritually, pwedeng mag-lapse. That's the
Babalik.
problem in most cases. Like for example, after the deliverance session, and then the client will also open more doors. They'll go back to their old ways. So that's the problem in that. Yeah, it's not easy just to sustain yung ating spiritual strength.
Wow.
Kailangan ng kwandon, kailangan ng more support. And then the question is like how much spiritual support this person can get after the deliverance prayer or the deliverance session.
Tama ka, Father, kasi ako sobrang nakarelate dyan dahil ang talagang tumulong sa akin is syempre yung sacrament of reconciliation at yung support team ay support group ko sa community, sa Light of Jesus Family. Yung parang mga taong nagdadasal sa'yo, who prayed for you, who coach you. So it's been a long process for me until I set free from that porn addiction. But it was so hard. I mean, I will be chased for many months, then I will be back again. Then, I mean, it's so frustrating to how you wish that God will just remove it on your brain, on your system. But thanks be to God, I was able to get out on that attachment. I know it's still there's still tama ba, Father, meron pa ring possible that it will lapse again?
Yes, kasi parang ganito yun. Halimbawa, na-hospital ka. Sabihin natin ang problema is lungs. And then, i-discharge ka na kasi nabigay na nila yung medical term, pwede ka nang mag-recover sa bahay. So it doesn't necessarily mean when you go back home, you are fully recovered. So you still need to continue strengthening your physical body. Same thing when we talk about spiritual warfare. So spiritually, you need to continue strengthening your spiritual life. And how can you do that? So you really have to pay attention to take care of your prayer life consistently, your sacramental life, your moral life, and your faith life.
Amen.
Yes. So once you go back to your old ways, then we can consider that as a spiritual lapse again.
Tama ba yung interpretation ko dyan na pag umalis yung demonyo sa'yo, mas doble yung balik? Ganun ba yun? Parang ganun yung maging epekto?
7 times stronger.
Oh.
Do you remember, Brother Daniel, that there are some cases where the one who was seeking for deliverance support was a practicing witch, and then she became addicted to go back to deliverance session because after the deliverance she would open the doorways again, and then she would become more powerful as a witch.
Yes.
Remember that?
Oh yes, yeah. There's a number of clients who've actually done that, and their whole goal is to become reinfected, to gain greater power, greater strength in the occult. Yes.
Wow.
And that's one of the responsibilities of a deliverance team, is to try and weed those kind of people out who have an ulterior motive.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that information, especially on pornography, because it was, I think it based on also on research, Philippines is number one on the most time spent, and I was so shocked when I saw the data of this porn site that most of the visitor is female, more than male. It was I was so shocked. Can you explain why?
Well, I haven't read any reports as to why it's largely female, to be honest with you. I do know that the music videos, the hip hop type of stuff, seems to attract women to it in order for them to get into porn. It's actually used as a hook to bring them into first music and then to direct them to the porn. I would assume part of this is due to their emotions. They're a little bit more emotional than men are.
Yeah,
but it is surprising to me that you find more females than males in that in viewing porn in the Philippines.
It blow my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I invite you to check out my merch store sa Merchiful at sa Shopee. Kung interested ka na makita yung aking mga merchandise item, punta ka lang sa link na ilalagay ko sa baba or sa taas ng video na to. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope na na-bless at na-inspire ka dito sa aking vlog. Make sure na i-like mo at mag-comment ka sa baba ng video na to at mag-subscribe ka sa aking YouTube channel para lagi kang updated sa mga bagong vlog na gagawin ko. At huwag mo din kakalimutan na i-like ang aking page. So this been Adrian, Milag, encouraging you to live your life to the fullest. God bless you more abundantly.